Hey, 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 welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you're coming back and returning to the channel, I want to thank you for supporting the channel. If you have played Write the Word of the Day in your comment bar, or the word of the video, I should say, in the comment bar, um, I want to thank you because I love the fact that you guys are interactive and that you guys are liking my style of reading. I pride myself on being a healer. So if you're new to the channel, know I like to look at everything within the reading. So I like to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes within your experience. Someone actually asked me if I could just focus on the spiritual blocks without the actual story. And I could, but a lot of times it's the story that plays out is what creates the awareness, right? We wouldn't know what the spiritual wounds were. It's the imbalances that play out within our life. Like when we're in a relationship that the person's continually triggering us, well, it actually says more about us than it does about that person. The perception will be like, no, it's that person. It's like no one should be allowed, no one should be able to, no one should be allowed, listen to me, no one should be able to like affect us, where like it changes us, where we get angry because they do or they don't do something. Like I said, when we have attachment to how things need to be played out, when we have attachment to how a relationship's supposed to look or how a person's supposed to act, it winds up creating blockages. So having awareness of how we get in our own way in relationships or how our person gets in their own way a lot of times allows us to incorporate new behaviorisms, new habits, new thought processes to deal with that situation where we can find balance. We can actually integrate the spiritual lesson, which means psychologically and emotionally, we see the situation through a different perception due to the fact that we changed. A lot of times we feel like someone else needs to change, and the anxiety is the fact that we know that they're not going to change, especially when we're dealing with a soul made, karmic made, past life karmic made. This is why it's important. Someone said, "Oh, is it really important whether they're if the person's like in a war, or if the person's like in an old age home?" Someone actually wrote that as the comment. And what I would say is that we live many lifetimes. So learning the lesson of unconditional love is beneficial, because who wants to come down here on the physical plane to have to relive the same life experiences that kept us in a place of disempowerment, that kept us in a place where we felt separate from love? Nobody. It's the worst feeling. We're all incarnated with that wound of abandonment. And so there's a sense of not having enough support, not having enough love, and always looking for that love, and then not feeling as if we can generate it. So these readings are not just about how to transform your outer world experiences and create balance within your relationships, which is huge, but it's about healing yourself so that you can become the best version of yourself, so you can create your own heaven on earth, because that's really what it's about. When we are in our best energy, we are again in the energy of unconditional love. That's our natural energy. That's when your mind's at ease. That's when you're in the creative mind. That's when you're able to co-create. When you have spiritual blocks, it's when you have anger and resentment and all these, again, lower character traits due to experiences that you've gone through. So toxic relationships obviously accumulate a lot of toxic experiences, which make a person form behaviorisms that are in alignment with that reality. So even when a person gets out of a toxic relationship, they have a huge problem. That what it is that that huge problem is that they bring all those same behaviorisms, all those same habits that they built to survive in that last relationship into this new relationship. So they're seeing the relationship not for really as it is. It's they're coming from the past. That's what happens with trauma. Unless you heal the effects of the trauma, and that's like how you think, that's the way that you respond, the way that you react, the way that you deal with stress, the way that you physically respond. Well, if you don't heal that, heal those elements, because we change from the trauma, you wind up recreating the same undesirable life experiences, which keep you locked into that limited perception of wherever your mindset is, of feeling that you can't have. So that's why these readings are important, regardless of whether there's a war, regardless of whether you live in an old age home, regardless, because you're taking yourself with you. And the only way to heal your life is to heal yourself. And so whether it's this life or the next life or the next life, we live many lifetimes to learn that we are fully unconditional love and not separate from our creator, that we're here to be an expression of love. And we can only do that by really loving ourselves. Be a clear conduit for spirit to work through. So regret. So I'm feeling like you're in separation from somebody and they're really sorry. They're like now they're feeling it, like they have a lot of grief. And I definitely feel like they're like very emotional. Like there's the sense of they if they run their own business, they're like really short with people. Like there's a sense of like just not having patience, not like again, a lot of hostility. And really it's because this person, like I said, is like they haven't treated you well. They misjudged you for who you are. And really, like everything that this person projected onto you is really like elements that they feel about themselves. So again, you make them feel insecure. And it's mainly because they were selfish. They didn't give you anything. They didn't want to give you anything. And the thing is, this person, isn't even like somebody that's emotionally intelligent that I feel like you were able to even have a conversation with, because they take everything as like, again, criticism. So the underlining energy that you're going to write within your comment bar, by the way, is going to be regret, because they're in a place of regret. And it's because I don't think this person expected to be so affected. I'm not going to lie. There's a sense that this person like is like shocked at themselves, that they again feel so deeply. This is the underlining energy. They created it. And that's the thing. It's always worse when you create it. It's like this person again, no, it's like, no, they were stubborn, so they're guilty because it's again, they didn't need to like have this situation like drag on for as long as it did. I feel like this person did a lot of things to manipulate you. I wish I could share my good news with you. This person, like, I feel like is making changes within their life. Um, but there's still a sense of wanting to hold back and not wanting to be vulnerable, not knowing how to be vulnerable. I remember every detail of that day. So again, if you guys had like a time like where I feel like a moment, and that moment could have been just like a random night, a random or an afternoon talk, just whatever it is. 70513 said, up level our WDS. Laura, you reserved the 700. Sorry about that. So, so I just think that it's, that this person, like, not now that you're not in this person's life, they're really reflecting on like the type of person that you are, like that it was genuine, that you had a few like really nice tender moments, that this person, um, I feel like they had a lot of people in their life. So people would always act nice to them, but a lot of times it's like they knew that those relationships weren't real. It was more like a lot of lies, a lot of flattery, a lot of like it was built on physicality, that was like, quick passion, where they would hook up with people and in return those people would want to go out to eat, they would want to like be taken out, they would want to be bought something, and it was more like a business type of exchange, and everything was like all bullshit, meaning like they would meet the person maybe on Instagram, maybe on like some social media feeling, and it would be like a lot of, yeah, like let's hook up, let's say that we're gonna hook up. No one ever would hook up. Everything would be done over the phone, or like, again, there would be like an exchange. They would always know that there was like an exchange. Like if they hooked up where they saw each other, it was like, yeah, I take you out to dinner, I do this. If it just remained like an online thing, then it was like I sent you money and you sent me pictures, or it was like some like real surface, grimy thing. And the problem is that this is what the person was used to, hanging out with those type people. And it like that they didn't really they learned how to like shut their emotions off. They learned how to like, and the relationships weren't real. It was like, yeah, I'm hooking up with you, you're like good looking, but I know that you're like shady, you don't really like me. Oh, you're gonna tell me that you love me and that you're gonna do all this stuff for me, we might have sex, and then you want something from me in return, I'll give it to you, and then listen, one thing that I do wrong, you'll curse me out, you won't stick around. And because this is what you do, you meet people and you hook up, because that's what I do. I don't really, invest in time. But you and this person had a few moments where I feel like at the time, this person didn't really look at or really feel the depth of it. Now it's like they do, and there's like they're holding on to that. And so they keep remembering it, almost the fact like I feel like they're trying to manifest you back. Like they may not realize that that's what they're doing, but there's a lot of like obsessive thinking about you. And mainly because it's like part of it is like, I ruined this connection because I was stubborn. Like there's nothing worse that it's like this person, that everything had to be them. I want to feel that way again. It's like I feel like again, you had a real emotional connection with this person, and this person's a little shut off emotionally. They're not emotionally intelligent, obviously not if they're, dealing with like relationships by departmentalizing them and kind of like treating people like as an exchange, like meaning like I give you something, you give me something. Like it's not really like, oh, I like you as a person, let me take my time to get to know you, or even, wow, I think that you're really a knockout, let me get to know you. It's almost like, yeah, you're good looking, but we'll hook up and I'll buy you dinner, or like, or we'll have a good weekend, we'll party, we'll have a good time, but it's like not like no staying power. So again, you're genuine. When it's genuine, it's like, wow, it's real. Like this person has butterflies. They've been thinking that they're trying to look for you everywhere. They're consciously every time they get in their car, they're like, maybe I might run into you. You might like be in town, or every time like there's something that reminds them of you, whether or not you're like into like spiritual stuff, and everywhere where you go, they feel like they see spiritual stuff. Or if you're into this type of certain music, everywhere they go, they hear that type of music. It's like you're everywhere is what this person feels like. And it's because they really want to talk to you. They really feel bad about how they treated you. They just are insecure, and they're insecure because, listen, there was a part of them that wanted you to perceive them a tough girl, tough boy, whatever. It's like, I want you to think that I have no feelings, like it's my way of the highway. Like it's like I don't need to be vulnerable. Look how tough I am. You're always going to be subservient to me. And what that did was you were like, peace out, and then so of course they look stupid. I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. I don't think that this person felt like they could have like a normal relationship, like feelings. And it's because they've been dealing with the same like low life energy for so long. The same type of people. It's like, yeah, those people, let them do whatever they want to do. However, there's consequences over time because like no one's gonna let you put up with your shit where they don't get anything and you're able to do whatever the hell that you want to do where you're not concerned about anyone else. So I feel like this person learned to deal with those type of people, and so they also learned how to close their heart off and learn to departmentalize relationships because of it. So it's like their idea of a relationship obviously was distorted. It wouldn't be like something that brought happiness and joy. It would be something that would bring a source of negativity. It's like believe the impossible. Like this person is like, I want to believe in the impossible. Like it's like I daydream about you, I romanticize about you. Like, like, but it's almost like it's a fairy tale because it's not possible. Like again, they convince themselves that it's not possible to have like a good relationship. But it's like they can't help but to aspire and to be hopeful, like about it, right? They can't help it because it's again when it's true, when it's right, when it's of unconditional love, which is God, the energy of God is unconditional love. It's like this is not wrong. It feels right. There's a divine energy to it. Doesn't logically make sense. Sometimes it's like this person really pisses me off, but I feel like they're teaching me to. I feel like it's again like it's supposed to. Look at this bonfire, energy, heated, intense, joy, ignite, passion. Okay, that's like what this is. This is really like fairy tale, like, and that this person can see that it would be. But when I see it, like, again, bonfire and we see passion, well, that is like the transmutation of spiritual wounds. It's this, though there is a lot of passion here, which it makes this person again to see you everywhere and want to be connected to you and feels like, oh, this relationship would be perfect, which isn't 100% true because there is no such thing as perfect. However, they've observed you and watched you for a while, and I feel like they're like, I feel like you I could be in a relationship with you because you're not running after me, first of all. And second of all, it's like I'm attracted to you, and it's like, and I've been attracted to you for a long time. It's just I needed everything to be my way. And say that what this person didn't realize the whole time that they're trying to control the relationship, they're holding on to the relationship. They're focused on the relationship. So their feelings for you grew and grew and grew and grew. So their passion grew. And it's again like the harmony. It's like this person feels like they can do something and collaborate with you. So it's again, I'm feeling a lot of like twin flame energy. And I did a reading before and for Virgo, and it's again, this is like almost like a different perception of the same reading, which is this person wasn't ready to be in a relationship, didn't want to be in a relationship. This person, like again, now we see why they didn't want to, because again, they attract, people that, they that aren't genuine. And people that again that tend to look at relationships like a business transaction. And so they learn to shut their heart down. But with you, it's like they can actually feel like it would be a fairy tale. Like, and that's the twin flame connection, right? Where there's a lot of passion. And then the next part out was literally passion, was like energy. Look at that, orgasm, like sharing, joy, intense. Like it's like the butterflies, the connection, like I can actually have that connection with you, where I don't feel like they paid much attention to it. It was like almost like a delayed, where I feel like this person is desensitized. I mean, they've gone through experiences that were traumatic in their relationships that happened in childhood, and that created detachment and disassociation disorder that creates a numbing. So it's like when they dealt with you before, they didn't realize that they got so overstimulated that they didn't really feel anything, but they knew again that the connection was deep. They just didn't really pay that mind to it. They didn't give it that they didn't honor it. They didn't honor the connection. And so again, what they see now is that they have held on to it. They've held on to this connection. They can't stop thinking about you. And so in that, there's a sense of, their passion grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. And so this person now wants to, like, it's like, I want to come back and offer something. But I'm seeing, like, again, a lot of twin flame energy because of the passion and then wanting to work together. Again, to take down this stuff, right? Because there was a lot of, again, like I'd say turbulence, right? The thunderstorms is like just turbulence in both of our lives. That's the energy for Virgo and this person. So the destruction of everything that wasn't working in your life and this person's life is what I feel like is being shifted, right? And it's being shifted because it's not on the right vibration, but we wouldn't know what that is. So whatever is not working in your life, I feel like is a manifestation of the fact of your own shadows. You attracted this person into your life to help you integrate your shadow and vice versa. This is not an easy ordeal. This is an actual like change where your person like is changing their whole way of looking at relationships and dealing with relationships, which is scary. And then also for you, trust. This person didn't act nice, needing to forgive. So all the destruction in the thunderstorm is like the things that weren't working in your life and in this person's life that is actually making both of you look at what's not working in your life in order for you to heal it. Because our twin flame relationship makes us step into the best version of ourselves to help, again, bring balance and raise our vibration to get a new perspective, right? It's like this is to help elevate us and to actually help us feel good. It's again to help us step into the best version of ourselves. I want to just go a little bit deeper and see what else Spirit has to say. And Spirit has to say, there are subconscious fears affecting our ability to attract love and abundance. The universe is helping us make them conscious so we can easily attract what we want, including each other. This is, again, a relationship about clearing those spiritual blocks that both of you have. So it's a very difficult type of relationship, because both parties have formed behaviorisms that are in alignment with not really believing that they can have love. And so what actually heals love is unconditional love. It makes us do things that we wouldn't do. And that comes in our soul mates and our past life karmic mates and our twin flame relationships. And I feel like this is a twin flame relationship because again, anything that's not working in your life and in this person's life is coming to an end. And so you both are required to step into better versions of yourself that is not really known how to do. It's an intuitive process based on, again, that you're being led through unconditional love for that person. It's again, as you surrender your 3D expectations, I surrender to our 5D connection. Again, that soulmate twin flame again connection, which is I know that it ESP through the heart and mind. And so I feel like you're someone that's very spiritual. This person again is someone that's very like grounded. So you are not as grounded as you would have expectations of what you expected their relationship with you to look like. And what they're saying is, I am not perfect. I don't know what your expectations are, but I would prefer you not have expectations because not because so much of you, but because of me. But I've never had a connection that has been so strong like this telepathic, whatever. I've never had that before because I feel like they say that they're so grounded. So there is a sense of needing to learn how to work with your energy and you needing to work more with their energy. And that's what twin flame energy is the fact that we perceive that this person is our other half. There is no other half of a soul. Is that you have blocks and they have blocks. You have went through similar experiences, which creates a lot of things, having things in common. But then the approach of how you both learned how to survive and navigate in the imbalance, in that experience that you guys share, the similarities, you learned how to survive differently. And so neither one is wrong, but it may mean you may be too much in your yin energy, too much female energy. You might, again, try to deal with everything too spiritually, and there's not enough ground where this person might deal with everything through just being extremely grounded and not never incorporate any emotional intelligence into their situation. So together, you both make up the best versions of yourself, but you wouldn't know what that energy was and you wouldn't know how to work with that energy unless that energy came to you in, again, a soulmate twin flame. One that was, we couldn't resist, that there's a sense of, oh, I just love this person. And so it's like, I just have to, I just need to be with them, even though I know it's a hard relationship. Whatever you just cleared, help me to shift to again. So again, twin flame, soulmate relationships, there is a sense of like your mood changes, their mood. It's like it's soulmate twin flame connection. It's through the heart and mind. It transcends many, many, many lifetimes. Remember, that it's like this person for many, many lifetimes. They recognize you in this lifetime. But just because you didn't talk for a day, a week, a month, whatever it is, this person remembers you from lifetimes. So when you clear yourself emotionally and psychologically, the blocks, the perceiving, oh, we can't be in this relationship won't work, or it makes me feel this way, that way, and whatever it is that how it stirs up your own wounds when you clear them by healing them, by integrating and saying, well, let me look at that wound that triggers me about this person and see what is it saying about me. And you dive deep and you're able to integrate it and clear it. Well, then, of course, a person feels the shift because you guys are connected through the heart and mind. So what it's clearing is that energy that disrupts intimacy, because it's soulmate twin flames, a lot of times they're clearing their inner child wounds that had affected intimacy. That's why the passion that you two have for each other is what it would be. It has to be strong enough to be like, fuck it, I can deal with looking at the wounds that I have. But it's also it's also the fact that passion makes you create, makes you do, makes you become. And this person is like, I know I'm supposed to work with you as a team. We're supposed to do something together, collaborate. It's again, that's what this whole thing is about. It's like, please send me an energetic support. Use the frequency of love to uplift me because I need your help. So this person feels like you're kind of detaching from them, but so that ESP connection. So if you like this person, you don't need to call them, but to send out something, it's like because they can actually feel it. I'm trying to understand how my thoughts create my reality. I need to stay positive. Are you? So this person is again, they're trying to clear their own stuff too. This relationship makes them feel insecure. This relationship, which we said that it made them feel insecure. So part of it was because of the way that they acted, but really the way that they acted, selfish, it all stems from the fact that they're fearful because they're insecure. And so, like you said, part of like healing is changing your thoughts about yourself, your relationship, and so this person is learning what love is, what unconditional love is, and it is terrifying it, but it is making them change. I've been learning about twin flames. It feels right to me. So it's again, this person knows who you are. So they know who you are, and they also feel like you, while you're in separation, that you both are healing, you're both clearing certain things, and that it's just going to kind of like work its way out, is what I feel. Now, I always say, why do you attract who you attract? You're a mirror of who and what comes into your life, right? Why do we attract what we attract? What is Spirit trying to tell us? Especially with the twin flame relationship. That means that there are certain real deep insight, like core wounds that this person's gonna like awaken with inside of us. They're gonna make us feel a certain way. And so again, that's what triggers us, but we need to see what those triggers are so we can clear them, so we can heal them, so we can integrate them, so that we can step into the best version of ourselves. And so I would say protection, right? Protection. So again, not being protected, growing up with no supervision, no support. And so it can we associate with protection with love. Again, when our parents love us, one way that they support us is they protect us. So I feel like, again, you didn't have that. So there could be a sense that we never really found protection because we didn't cultivate it enough within ourselves. That's number one, protection. And then there's, again, look at this, nurturance. Again, taking care of yourself, and really protection comes from that, nurturing yourself. And we were so busy in survival mode, we're not really paying attention to like what our spiritual needs are, or even what our emotional needs are, especially if we're living in an environment where we didn't feel supported and loved. We're too concerned about pleasing our parents and maybe not causing waves, especially if the house is imbalanced, meaning your parent already has enough on their plate and you can see that they're not happy within their relationship. You can feel and you can hear and you can see that there's not enough money in the home. We don't want to add problems to that. So we become invisible a lot of times. And then we learn to not really take care of ourselves. And that's the energy that I'm feeling here between the lack of support, right? And the nurturing. And what did this person do? They certainly didn't give any support, and they didn't give any nurturing because they weren't emotionally intelligent. So we could see already, I always like to pull three. So let's see. Again, yeah, feeling unworthy, like feeling like, okay, this person made me feel unworthy, made me feel like I wasn't good enough. And I feel like, again, it's because it was because you were really like treat people the way you want to be treated. And part of that is you didn't never got the nurturing, so you tend to go high and above to give it. And when you haven't gotten the nurturing, you don't really know what to look for. So I believe that this person definitely perceived you to be a certain way, but that's because you don't look for it, you never looked for it, but you needed to learn that, you are worthy, and that you don't get it from someone else. You need to do it for yourself. And in the fact that you did it for yourself, you give yourself that protection. And that is really what is making this person find you really attractive, because there's a sense that you don't need them. You don't need them. There is a lesson to be learned from all of this. So it's again, sometimes this person doesn't feel like they deserve your love because again, they don't know whether they can step it up to step into your divine masculine or feminine energy is not an easy thing to do. This is again what they feel. But that doesn't, like, I'm worried you'll leave me when you see who I really am. But twin flame relationships don't do that. That's why this person is like, again, like what I said, they feel like this relationship is a fantasy. Like it's a fantasy. It's a fantasy. It's not real. Um, that it's where is it? Like it's a fairy tale. Like it's not real, but the passion is what makes this person go, but they're still insecure. So, like I always say, we have to go through the fire in order to get rid of the fear. And that means this person, in order to like actually integrate the spiritual lesson and learn what unconditional love is, this person doesn't love themselves. So this is why they don't really believe that this connection could actually be really as good, and why they talk themselves out of it. It's because the only relationship that they can go by is the like crappy ones that they've had, and but the reason why they were crappy is because of the type of people that they were dealing with. And the reason why they were dealing with them is because that's the way that they are. So nobody that's not like them. So here it is. This person's very grounded. Like I said, they dealt with everything like a business. And here it is. It's like you're somebody that's very spiritual. And here they have a spiritual connection to you. And ironically, I feel like they made you be more grounded. So we can see how the relationship would balance out. We also see why you, again, attracted this person into your life, the spiritual lesson that needed to be integrated. And we see that you actually did integrate it. And that's why this person is working their way back. But it's again, they weren't willing to even look at the relationship before. It's because of you that you did it. And then it was again approval. This is again, this person's going to want to be, they're going to want to, um, they're going to want to make you happy. They're gonna do their best to make them happy. Again, approval. But I was curious. Now I always like to ask one last question, which is, if you decide to be in this twin flame relationship, which a lot of times I'd say like yes, because it's like, listen, it's that type of relationship is like destined. It's destined to be. There is unconditional love. There is a deep connection. This person didn't handle it right, but they're coming back with the right mindset and want to make you happy. Is it new territory for them? Absolutely. Are they going to be triggered? Absolutely. Are they going to be perfect? No, no one is perfect. So how can you, if you want to be in this relationship, be happy and be like to be, how can the relationship be a little bit more balanced? What should we incorporate into it if we were going to be in this type of relationship? The twin flame relationship does not mean easy relationship. It means passionate relationship. It means like that there's a lot of love, unconditional love, but that also does not mean that it's an easy connection. Joy, like a child, I discovered joy in the simplicities of life. Happiness lies in magical moments, not in the material. Even the smallest joy is a great source of light. So it's again to, I'd say, play together, still to go out in life and discover like what makes you, like you have this person that's like your other half per se, someone that loves you unconditionally, that supports you. It's like find common interests, play together, do things that are going to stir up joy, because the magical moments that you create is the bond, is the depth of the relationship, right? The intimacy level is built on trust. And we can build trust easy when we're playing together. It's not all about having to go through such traumatic experiences. Trust is something that happens over time, and it happens over time through building like these magical, intimate moments that will become the source of light, because everybody goes through experiences. Everyone has bad days. Everyone can have a bad week. It's we have to go through things we have no control over. But if we focus on the things that make us happy, and if we can conjure up things that are going to make us happy, that's what actually sustains us. And attention, I am attentive to all that manifests within me. When negativity rises within me, I transform it into light, love, and hope. My love for others is unconditional. I forgive. My desire to improve is constant. I am firm, brave, and hardworking. So it's again becoming mindful of negativity that arises, that it's again that you can't manifest anything positive from being in a negative state, that if negativity arises, it's to actually do the shadow healing work, understand why that's happening, and then transmute it. And it's all about going back to that natural place of being, which is unconditional love. It's all about getting to unconditional love. My love for others is unconditional. I forgive. So a lot of times, again, you get your twin flame relationship too, because there's deep-seated wounds in childhood that a lot of times are not easy to forgive. If you grew up with an alcoholic parent, if you grew up with a parent that was a narcissist, if you grew up with a parent that was hurtful, these are like we're taught unconsciously by the parent that doesn't show up, that we're not worthy, that we're not lovable, and somehow we perceive that it affects our life and later on in life, and then through different decisions, and not different decisions, but well, different decisions, yeah, because we can make different decisions based on it, but really based on the experiences that play out in our life. We say, well, like the same thing happens because of, so we can never really heal until we fully integrate the spiritual lesson. So this again is a connection that is coming to you to help you transmute those wounds. And I had did a reading before for Virgo, and this is one is extremely similar, and it's almost like the same story, just through a different perception, which I love because it keeps the storyline, like again, like where it keeps on going, where this person is like, does have feelings, they do want to come back, they're realizing the importance of, again, being in a connected relationship and just being able to watch their process. It's interesting, and watch your own process. All right, I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. I hope you guys enjoyed this message. And if you did and you want to enter into winning free reading with me, do not forget to write the word of the video in your comment bar. I feel like the word was, I don't remember. It was either, it could be grief. They were not happy, is all I know. I don't remember, but you'll have to go back to the beginning of the video and listen. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.